Question number 35 of the IT Passport exam from PhilNITS. In this question, we are being asked, among the following lists consisting of the information security terms, availability, integrity, confidentiality, and vulnerability, which is a complete list of properties of information that information security is to preserve? Some of the keywords that we need to highlight before we dive into the choices. Let me see if we can put an underline here. Lists. We need a list. Information security terms. We have availability, integrity, confidentiality, vulnerability. Okay, so we need to choose the list, the complete list that will preserve information security. I quickly look at the words and the lists that we have among the choices. It seemed to me that it was either B or D, but in the end I chose letter B because vulnerability in letter D I think isn't something that we need to preserve, because when we talk about vulnerability, it's like the system is not as strong as it should, that it can be attacked very easily. That's why we have cases where the word is used to mean something is vulnerable. If you're vulnerable, you're weak, you're unable to defend yourself as well. And because of that, it seemed to me that it's something that we are not supposed to preserve. Instead, it's something that we need to make sure that people are secure, so that there will be less vulnerable people within our network. So it's supposed to be something that we need to solve, I think. Okay, therefore, if we were to choose the words that would be included in the complete list, I thought that instead of vulnerability, we can go with availability, integrity, and confidentiality. Availability appeared to me to be something about if the system is having problems and you can contact the security team about the problem, you can notify them, give them feedback, then I think that means that security is available for people to make use of, and security is available to help people. Otherwise, if we don't have access to security, we can't give feedback, we can't give them reports, then it's unlikely that our problems would be solved. If they're too busy, if they're working on too many things, they can't attend to our requests, then again, that's the opposite of what we want if we want to preserve information security. Next thing is integrity. It means that if we are sending information, the information is kept as is. There's no additional words being changed, letters being changed. And I do remember incidents, of course, where we send emails and then the email would have additional letters, would have something added to them. And I think I remember having seen those emails also from, for example, people sending a reply to me from another country, and we get additional letters, additional characters in the text. So that technology of not only viewing internet traffic but also adding a little bit words, a little bit characters, a little bit letters here and there is definitely doable. And even photographs, for example, can definitely be edited. If the basic text content can be edited, then definitely photos, images could be edited too. That's why we need to also be careful when you receive a photograph and you tend to think too much about the photograph without clarifying with the sender if there was this change here and there. But sometimes it can be too difficult too, because maybe the person has gone off somewhere and you have to wait a little bit more time, take a little bit more time to contact him or something. But something about manipulating images, I think I've seen several cases of this already. Actually, it's much easier to do this within the person's computer. So when you generate something, an image, it would have something added to it, and then that's when you upload it. So at the client's computer, right there and then, the image has been manipulated so that when you upload it, there's no additional editing done anymore. But of course, it's also doable to have the image without any additional edits, and then once you upload it, you see something totally different. So that could be another way of doing it, and it makes it a little bit harder to detect whether it came from the client's computer before upload, or was it when you uploaded it and then it's on the server. That's when you find out that something has been changed, that um, when it got uploaded to the server, the file was changed. That's why there are websites too that give you mm, the content size, the sort of like a key to detect whether something has been changed after you downloaded the file. Because if something has been changed, then things shouldn't be expected to work as they should. So you can check they call it like a checksum, to see if the count of the original file and the downloaded file is the same, is equal or not. So a lot of people messing up with emails, a lot of people messing up with the photographs, the images, and it's really another way to generate noise. And we know that if you read the regulations, the rules of web services, there will definitely be a part there about not causing noise, not causing data trouble, not causing unsolicited changes in the data integrity. Okay, so next we have something about confidentiality, which means if the data is supposed to be for this person and the person is not sharing it with the public, then the information, the data should be kept between the sender and the receiver. Of course, we also know that if people can look at the traffic, the internet traffic, then they can get hold of the information. And so if there's vulnerability there, that the security isn't that secure as it should, then confidentiality, integrity as well would be compromised. And so what can we do? Well, we can be first observant, see if there's anything different or conspicuous with what we've been doing. Sometimes you see people who complain about Alzheimer's, people who have some kind of memory problems too, because I think there are times when it could be caused by technology, where the email maybe has disappeared or has arrived late, or they couldn't find the email anymore. Things like those do happen. Or they remember reading this text, but when they read it again, there's like additional letters there, additional characters there. Those things happen too. So I think for certain people, especially older people, they experience some kind of um, they'd say that maybe it's like a senior moment, a memory problem. But again, I think it's a well, it's definitely something that could occur, that you are not using your memory as much as you should. But in other cases, I think it's also because of people messing around with the emails, with the internet, generating noise, adding this and removing that and all that. And so, if you are aware that such things do occur, then you shouldn't be too worried as other people might be, because they fear that someone has gotten hold of their email and have been sending other people some kind of unsolicited message, which also do occur. And that's why also web services have added additional security features, like if if you're accessing the account, they send you a text message saying that your account is being logged into, and if it's yours or not yours. So things like these, people are coming up with ways to at least solve the problem. But of course, there are still those things that do get through. So, other than being observant, being knowledgeable about these incidents, what else can we do? Filing reports to web services, giving them feedback that it looks like someone has unauthorized access to my email. And I think sometimes people don't really do those things because they see it as maybe it was just like an idea that I had, but uh, it's not really in actuality what I thought it would, I thought it is. But again, there's um, if there's something that you need to tell the web service, maybe you can also let them know that somehow seems like you observed that there was this unauthorized access, right? And even if they say that well, we haven't identified who was the attacker, if there was at all, at least we have given them sort of like a digital trail that someone has filed a report. And we'll see after years onwards, if there's no change at all, that it seems like there's still this thing going on, then we know that whatever actions that they have on their part done isn't effective. And so we can send them another report and tell them that it persists, the problem persists, and maybe we can see another kind of solution or attempting to solve this problem. And in that way, we know that our request is being addressed. And that's why availability is definitely important. Okay, let's see my notes to see if there's anything else that I need to add to whatever I just said. Okay, so again, before I was thinking about whether it was letter B or letter D, but in the end, because of vulnerability, I didn't choose that letter. I chose this one. Okay,